What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at yet another DC movie review. Today I watched Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, and I thought it was pretty good. I did say I would be the advocate for DC. I would be taking a look at a lot more DC content here on the channel, making a couple more LEGO DC customs, because LEGO has really given up on DC, same with Fortnite, so I'm trying to bring that back by doing some Fortnite-related DC challenges, and making some LEGO customs for DC, and then also just trying to watch as much of DC content as I can to get some reviews out, because I want to get back into DC. I want to have that love for DC again, which I have lost over the years, and I want to try and share that with you, share the DC journey, share my opinion on it, and try and get it back into the limelight, because no doubt James Gunn will do that himself in a couple of years, but as of right now, the DC game is pretty weak. So, the film starts off with Shazam and his super-powered foster siblings band together to face the daughters of Atlas, who have stolen the wizard's staff and plan to use it for their own ends. So, how this film starts is the staff is snapped in two like it was in the first one, because Shazam snapped it in two, and he just sort of dumped it at the carnival. It ended up in a Greece museum where these two gods went and stole it. We then have the Shazam family saving the city, stopping crime, saving bridges, saving banks, everything like that, but being called menaces for it. A very Spider-Man situation going on. Again, they are just kids, so they aren't perfect at it. They are still getting stuff wrong. They are still destroying quite a lot of stuff whilst saving the day and saving people's lives. Again, they're saving a lot of lives, but not saving a lot of property. That's the whole situation, the whole vibe that we're getting here. And they are called menaces and masters of destruction by the civilians. We then see on the news that the staff was stolen, and everyone is trying to do their own thing. Shazam is in therapy, trying to talk to people, talk to the therapist about how he's feeling and how much trauma he has, and he's explaining how Freddy is trying to go off and be a superhero on his own. We have his other two brothers who are just exploring the cave, mapping it out, traveling through the doors. We have his little sister who is just having way too much fun and trying to go out and do stuff on her own as well. We have his older sister trying to go to college, and we have his brother trying out for sports. So everyone is trying to go off and do their own thing, and he says there's one rule, which is all or nothing. You all work together, and he's taking the lesson that he learned from the first film, but to a massive extreme. They're hiding their powers from their parents, and the dad is very concerned that the house is being struck by lightning quite a lot. Freddy meets a girl at school who ends up being a bad guy and betrays him and locks him in the God Realm with the wizard from the first film, who is magically back now. The wizard from the first film also fixes the staff, and they are now trying to find the apple. Shazam tries to bargain with them, their powers for Freddy. They end up stealing or kidnapping one of the gods anyway, who goes through one of the doors and makes it back to the God Realm. They then have the apple, a random apple. The god then, well, one of the gods turns on the other two and goes to plant that apple in Earth Realm, causing a massive tree to sprout out, and the staff basically takes away the powers of the Shazam family, and Freddy loses his powers. Then all the others lose their powers gradually, one by one, causing mega inconvenience to the rest of the family. And then, as it continues, they go find unicorns, reveal they're the superheroes to their parents, ride unicorns, fight cyclopses, fight minotaurs, and stuff like that. Because of Greek god stuff, Greek mythology, it's all everywhere. Gonna be honest, it was very weird. We then have Shazam teaming up with the god, which killed her sister. So, as she's dying, her final thing is to shrink the dome, and Shazam is inside it with the massive dragon, and he overcharges the staff to make it explode like a big bomb, killing himself and the evil lady, and stopping all the monsters and everything like that, stopping the tree. They then bury Shazam in God Realm. Wonder Woman comes in and basically resurrects him, and they go and live the rest of their life as superheroes. that's pretty much how the movie ends. I'm gonna be honest. This film was really good. I don't understand the bad rap it got. I feel like everyone's been shitting on DC lately, even though the movies have been decent. They've been decent. Not amazing, but decent. I feel like everyone's just giving DC a bad name, and I don't know why. The films aren't terrible. They're okay. They're watchable. They're decent movies. They're just not excellent. It's not like superb, exciting, very interesting, but it is a good movie. It's nothing to like be amazed at, but it is a decent movie. And this one was a tearjerker. They actually got me to cry. Freddy's delivery and Freddy's acting when Billy died actually got to me. Actually made me cry. I was crying when Billy died simply because of Freddy's reaction. And that is what the film's about. The actors are good. The writing is terrible. The story is even worse. I feel like the story is very bland, very overdone, and the actors do the best they can with it. And there's a difference between acting, writing, and story. Writing is how the words are written, and the story is the underlining message. So the underlining story of what's supposed to happen, again, very weak, feels overdone. It was reminding me of the plot of the Power Rangers movie. The writing is the lines, the jokes, and everything like that, and the acting is the delivery. Again, the writing can be bad, but the acting can still be good. And again, even if the writing's bad, that's not the actor's fault, that's the director's fault and the writer's fault. But the acting was good. They did the best they could with the script that they were given, and I'm very proud of that. They are very good actors, and they are all child actors, and given the child actors are not normally very good, these did superb. These are very good child actors for, in child actor standards, they're quite good. I'm going to be honest. But the writing and the jokes, again, some of them felt quite trying to be mainstream, trying to be too funny, and I get it, like Zachary Levi, the actor of Shazam, as in like Shazam mode, didn't act as well in the serious moments. He's more of a comedy actor, more of a goofy actor. He isn't this big superhero. I don't feel like he should be like this very serious character, but they try and get him to show his serious side, and it doesn't really work very well. The kids, I feel like, act better than some of the Shazam versions of them, like the older versions. I feel like the kids are a lot better actors than the older people, which is pretty concerning for a movie of this high budget. The CGI is excellent. I love the animations and the CGI, and I don't know how this turned out so well, but Flash turned out so shit. Like, with the CGI, putting them together, this one came out before The Flash, and the CGI and animation and the fights are so much better than The Flash, and I don't understand how that really works. Again, this was both made in COVID times, both made during COVID with all the animations and CGI, so I do understand if there is a little bit of shittiness going on here, but The Flash coming out after this, they had more time to work on it, and it still looks like ass. So I am very confused and very concerned by what's going on with the quality of stuff lately in DC. It does seem to be a little bit all over the place, but for Shazam, it is really good. The story, again, the big tree sprouting out the ground, the dome over the city, no one's allowed in, no one's allowed out, the self-sacrificing, the charging something up till it explodes. It feels very the same. It all feels overdone. They're all overdone tropes, overdone things. I feel like it's the plot of the Power Rangers, as well as the plot of one of the Phineas and Ferb movies. It just feels very samey, very predictable, very uninteresting. It's very dry, very bland, very overdone. You've seen it all before. It's nothing new. But the actors brings a little bit of newness to it, a little bit of emotion to it, which I quite like. The actors are what make this good. I'm going to be honest, the writing and story was bland as shit, and I did struggle watching it at times, but the actors, they're good. They're good actors, and they all bring it together, and they managed to sort of salvage what could have been a very cringy scene, and what could have been very awful, atrocious scenes in writing. They managed to salvage it and make it better. The actors are the savior of this movie, and I'm going to be honest, you got to give it to them. You got to give it to the actors here. They do such a good job, most of them anyway. We also have a very big plot hole, which I noticed, which is Mary. Her Shazam form doesn't change. When she's normal, and then when she's Shazam, her face doesn't change. I get it, they're just transforming into an older version of themselves, and Mary is already, like, an adult, but she doesn't cover her face, so surely people can sort of recognize her in school from on the news, as it's the same face, and she isn't hiding it, she isn't covering it up, it's just the same face, and no one cares. Fair enough, they're all being called menaces, so I don't think many people would care, but I think this film gets a bad rep that it doesn't deserve, and I am going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. The CGI, amazing. Acting, decent. Story, pretty predictable, but it is a good story with a good message of learning to let go, not hold on to people, and you can't control everyone. You got to let them do their own thing. And that's a good message. It's a good story. It's just very overdone at this point in time. We need something new. We need something fresh. But then again, there's that saying, everything has been done once. There is no new original ideas, because we live in a time where everything's written down, all media is written down, every story is going to have references to other stories. It's hard to create something new and original without taking a little bit of inspiration for something else. You cannot create something new, because there will be something from that is from something else. Like, everything has already been done. You cannot do something new. And that's kind of sucks right now, not gonna lie, because it just means everything's gonna get boring, everything's gonna get stale, and you need to try and find new and interesting ways to tell these stories without it feeling the same. And that is a big struggle and a big issue with current movies right now. I feel like there's a lot of movies that are trying to be big blockbusters that just feel the same. And that's what I'm going to leave you here with. I'm going to leave it with a 7 out of 10. I still think it's good, and I will be watching Aquaman 2 next. So do stay tuned for that review, but I gotta be honest, costume design is pretty epic as well. I do like the Shazam costumes. I think they are really cool, and they have upgraded them in this movie, which is very interesting. They have changed the design a little bit, and I do quite like it. I like the new design. I think it's a lot more sleek and a lot more interesting. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. I'll see you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. If you do like me, please do click another video. And if you want to go off YouTube and check out something else, please do click the link in the description, which will take you to my link tree, and you can go find my Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and all the other stuff that I have to offer on there. So other than that, bye-bye.